Okay, so let's start. Algebraic expressions. Well, these are a long phrase, so we'll be taking this in two parts. We're going to look at it as algebraic, and expression. Let's start with the word expression. Okay, so first thing, let me draw a line here. The expression part, this one, this piece here, could be as say 6x plus 9, 10x plus a half, 20x plus 15. All those are expressions. This is also an expression. 2 plus 4, that's also an expression. Half 8 plus 9, that's also an expression. 20, 4 plus 10, that's also an expression. So the reason we call them expressions is as follows. This is just a statement. This is just a statement. This is just a statement. Notice they just have numbers, letters combined stating something, nothing more than that. Okay, it's just stating an information about numbers and as well as about letters. So let me identify this now. So these are all expressions. However, let me take one of these. Consider that I take one of these top ones. So I'm going to take this first one, 6x plus 9, and let's say I add an equal sign and I give it a value of say 35. Is this an expression? No, this is now an equation. So let me write that down. This is now an equation. Okay, equation because of the equal sign, and there's an expression that gives it its value. So this is an equation made up of an expression. These are just expressions. So we have this equation expression. Now I'm going to take the same one here and add a different symbol. So consider that I put 6x plus 9 is say greater than or less than say 35. This is no longer an expression nor an equation. This is now an inequality. Inequality. Why an inequality? As it states here, it is not equal. There's an inequality on both sides. All right, there's now an equation. These just simply expressions. So we are seeing three things there: expressions, equation, and inequality. So so we have seen all three things: expressions, equations, and inequations. So this is now an numeric expression. These ones here are just numeric expressions. Okay, now if we have these, notice the symbol is what makes it an inequality. There are other symbols too, right, which you may have: less than, greater than equal, less than equal. Okay, so for those ones there, they are still inequality. They are not equal, except with these ones here, they may be equal. So these are just equations. This is just a numeric expression. If we put this now, say 6x plus 9 equals 4, this still it like this. This is just simply an algebraic expression because there's algebra in there. There's a numeric value, or in other words, there's an unknown in the equation. Okay, so let's target the ones just with numbers, which we will call a numeric expression. So numeric expression numeric expression. And why a numeric expression? Well, because it involves only numbers. Alright, so say for example we have 5 open bracket say 4 the third power minus 2, maybe to put on next power to the fourth power here, over say 15 minus 10. Well, this is a numeric expression because it's simply expressing numbers that will be done based on their operation. So how do we solve this? Well, I could give it the word, say for example simplify, and you mean that you need to solve this. But for us to solve this, we need to remember something: PEMDAS. Okay, and so we need to work with PEMDAS to solve that such numeric expression, and then, or in other words, the order of operation. So just remember that. So we have seen now numeric expression, algebraic expressions. Okay, here algebraic expressions, and these are algebraic equations. So let's go now more into algebraic expressions in detail. So here it is. Consider that we have an algebraic expression of 5a plus 4 plus 3a plus 10. This is an algebraic expression. So what I will want you is to simplify it. So let me put the word here, simplify, so that we see the word. What does that mean? Simplify. It means that you need to solve it. It means that you need to get it much more simpler. Okay, not solving as to find the value of ME for right now. You're just simply simplifying, combining like terms. Okay, so how do we simplify them? Well, before we simplify them, let's see what does that mean. To simplify, it simply means to combine the like terms. So look at them. So look for like terms. That's the key component. Okay, once you're looking for the like terms, then you can combine them. Well, which ones are like terms? Well, in this case we have the 4 and the 10. They are like terms. They're not equal, they're simply like terms. What do we mean like terms? These are numbers. Okay, 3a and 5a are like terms too. Okay, so this is a term, this is another term, this is a term, this is another term. Notice that these terms have a. Notice that these terms only have a number. They're not with any letters, so they're just simply numbers being combined, and variables and numbers and so forth. So let's look at the first two, these two here. I'm going to take understand this piece. What does this mean? 5a, okay, as well as 3a, they have the a's, and these a's are known as the variables, and they are like variables because they both have a and to the same power. Now the 5 and the 3, they are known as the coefficients of the variable. In other words, these are the numbers which are in front of the a. Okay, so these are like terms. Why? They have a number and they have variables which are alike. The numbers not necessarily have to be whole numbers or positive, they can be negative as well as fractions. So for this problem here, to simplify it, we have noticed that these terms, let me write it here, that these are terms. Okay, and they are like terms. Why? Because the variables are the same. So can we combine anything? Yes, we can combine the 5a and the 3a because they are like terms. And then we can also combine the 4 and the 10. Why? Because they are like terms. So the 5a cannot be combined with the 4, but the 5a could be combined with the 3a, because they are like terms, so that they can be combined, and that is the key component there, so as to combine them. So we're not we're now getting to the like terms understanding. So can we see something that is not a like term? Well, let's see. If I had 5a and 3a squared, these are not like terms. Why? Because the variable component, or the variable part, they have different powers. Okay, they're different. We may also have 5abc and 3abc. Are they like terms? Yes, because the abc and the abc here, they make them like terms. The numbers may be different, but that is okay. This is what makes them the like terms, so therefore they are like terms. But the minute, for example, if I now have 5abc, say here, squared, and I have 3abc to the fourth power, or to the third, or to the fifth, or to the sixth, not to the second power, then these are not like terms. So those are the ones which we can see as like terms and unlike terms. So I believe we have the understanding of what are like terms for our algebraic expression. Algebraic expression. So now let's find the solution to this. Well, for us to find the solution to this is what I want you to do. You will group the like terms. We already know what are like terms, so we're going to put now, I'm going to do it in red so you can see the solution. Okay, and I notice that the 5a and 3a are like terms, so I'm going to put now 5a plus 3a and 4 plus the 10 are both like terms. So I combine these two, and now I end up with 8a plus 14. This is now the solution to the simplification of the algebraic expression. Remember, this is just an expression where it is not getting a value for the MA. We're just simplifying the algebraic expression. So this would be your solution to it. So this is now the simplification of this algebraic expression. So some may have the tendency to put here equals 8a plus 14, and you may want to say, oh sir, but this is an equation. Yes, this would make an equation, but remember, this is only for us to state that you know what, this is what I did, that's my first step, and this is my solution. So I have only simplified the algebraic expression. I have not found the solution to the algebraic expression. We have just simplified the algebraic expression. So for this ones here, I don't want the answer on this side, I want the answer below, because you are simplifying, you're not finding the solution to the expression. So now let's bring in a new term. Remember, this is just to simplify the algebraic expression. But consider that I was to give you to evaluate, okay, 8a plus 14. What does that mean? Well, notice that this a is the unknown, that's a variable. So at this point we will give a value to a, or in other words to the variable, okay, and then we will be able to evaluate that text. So let's try it with a value. So let's say evaluate this expression for let me use black, for a is equals to 6. What does that mean? It simply means that you are going to take your expression, and I'm going to use that in red, solution. Okay, I'm going to write 8a plus 14, and now that is going to be replaced, the MA in the expression is going to be replaced by M6, because that is the value of MA. So you're going to write now 8 times 6 plus 14, and that is going to give me 48 plus 14, which is equals to 1262. Okay, so that is now your solution by evaluating this expression. Now, sometimes this expression may have more than one variable. That is okay. Each variable may have a value assigned to them, and you are just simply substituting. So here what I did is substituted for a, and so we evaluated our expression by getting a value for the unknown or the variable. So let us go over this problem. Now if you notice here, I substituted for a, okay, and I use a bracket or parenthesis. Now why would I want to use that? Reason why is because I have seen before, and this is after seeing students do this basic error. So I'm going to write here a basic error committed is as follows, especially if you don't use your parentheses. Because I have said a is equals to 6, some people would put 6 plus 14. Now this is completely different from this. Okay, so by using the parentheses, we all know that the parentheses beside a number or beside a variable, it would mean multiplication. So that clarifies that problem. But if you don't use your brackets, you will want to write 86 plus 14, which will make the solution 100 when it's supposed to be 62. So let us make it a rule that if you substitute for a value, ensure to use brackets, okay, for that substitution, because this is the error which people may want to be doing or may do unconsciously, especially when they're doing their work. These problems also can get more complicated, but for right now we need the basics, and that is what I did in this video. Okay, so this is the introduction to algebraic expression. These are just Boolean expressions. These are numeric expressions. This is now an equation. This is an inequality. This is a numeric expression because they only have numbers, and we can simplify it. Then we came here and we took one of our algebraic expression and we said to simplify it. What to simplify means just combine like terms that can be combined, so we get a simplified version of that long statement. Now remember, this is not the solution, this is just simplification. Each one of these are terms in the algebraic expression, and each term is comprised, we can, for these ones here, we can say that it is comprised of a coefficient, which is a number in front of the variable, and the letters which are known as variables. Okay, these are not like terms. Why? Because they each have different powers. These are like terms. Okay, why? Because the variable are all alike and they are up to the same power. These are not alike, despite they have squared and to the fourth power, but they are not alike. Why? Because at least one of them is different from the other. So then we came to the same algebraic expression, and we now would say to evaluate it. When we say to evaluate, we will give a value to one of the variables or to variables that may be in the algebraic expression, and we evaluate by substituting for the unknown, given the values for those unknown, and then we simply find our solution. Ensure to use brackets whenever you are substituting.